meaningful careers now. Take the time to take your destiny in your hands now. With meaningful careers.
Hi everyone, I'm Pardon Pagua. I studied psychology at university and I have over 10 years experience in human resources management. And this is your channel and your platform for information, insights and inspiration as far as careers are concerned. Whether you're a student, job seeker, an employee, an employer or a business, this is the right channel if you want to further your career. Today we are talking about something that decides your confidence, your skills and even your salary, your memory. Quick story, and if you have ever panicked at work, I'm sure you will relate to this one. Years ago, I was trying to memorize a new HR system. You know, I tried to read the notes, listen to the demo recordings, etc. But it wouldn't just stick. You know, my mind was like, who is this one? It's a stranger to us. So I struggled. Then one morning, the director just walked up to me and said, hey, Pardon, can you draft a quick summary and a quick note about the new HR system? And that's the moment when my brain froze, I panicked, I sweated, and everything in me went off. It was at that moment when my brain says, oh, that's actually important now. You won't believe it. In 30 seconds, I remembered perfectly everything that I had been battling with, trying to understand the past few days when I was going through the back and forth with the recordings and stuff. But why? It was because there was no meaning, repetition, and emotion. And in this case, it was fear that helped me remember things. Ever since that day, I've never forgotten that system. And sometimes pressure is the right coach for your memory. Everything you learn enters the short memory first, and most of it vanishes. But what sticks in your mind sticks because of meaning, repetition, and emotion. Those are the three pillars and the three anchors of information staying in your mind. If it matters, you repeat it. If it moves you emotionally, your brain keeps it. And that's how your career grows, with one meaningful memory at a time. Here is the formula for high performers. There is knowledge, which is what you understand, skills, which is what you practice, and competency, what you deliver consistently. Your memory builds all the three. Deep learning forms knowledge, repetition forms skills, experience forms competence. Simple and powerful. Your memory is what energizes you, what strikes you, what affects you in some way, shape or form, actually determine your career path or your approach towards careers. There are four types of careers. There's the linear path, there's the expert path, there's the spiral path, and there's the transitional path. In linear, you climb up in one field. You just go in a linear progression in the same field. In expert path, you deeply specialize in one particular subject to become a subject matter expert. Whereas in a spiral, you kind of shift roles, moving around over a certain period of time. And in transition, sometimes you actually reinvent and build a new career path altogether. None of these is better. They are simply reflections of your experiences within your brain and your values. Rather, they are simply a reflection of the experience that you have and what your brain values. So your mind plays a significant role as far as your career is concerned. And there are two broader paths or broader perspectives to careers. There is the generalist part, where some people just love to connect the dots. They don't want to venture into a detailed or deep dive into any particular subject. Then you also have the specialists, those who want to pursue a particular subject to specialize. I found this to be significantly different across different industries. In Zimbabwe, it was mostly generalizing, where you could do pretty much everything in a career because of obviously resourcing constraints, etc. When I moved to the UK, I found it to be more on the specializing. There's a massive segregation of roles and responsibilities and teams and the structures within the organizations. None of this is wrong or right. It just depends on the circumstances. Then there is where you work. There's a large divide between large organizations and small organizations. Each equally offer different perspectives, different benefits. For example, in large corporates or in large organizations, there are sophisticated systems, there is structured development, career growth paths, exposure to big systems. You learn scale and professionalism compared to in smaller organizations. But in smaller organizations, again, there is autonomy because you have more responsibility, more variety in terms of your roles and responsibilities. You are closer in terms of your access to the leaders. There is quick turnaround time in terms of decision making, fewer bureaucracy. You learn adaptability and ownership because it's a relatively smaller space, but you own more. So your choice should obviously be based on the strengths that you want to grow. If you are studying or job hunting, your brain doesn't necessarily retain what you cram. It keeps and retains what you understand. So the best approach if you're a student is to connect the dots, see the patterns, apply them, be able to even teach them and repeat them and practice them. That helps you as far as the marketplace is concerned. Repetition is confidence in training. So repeat it. Repeat whatever you are learning. And if you're an employee, every challenge rewires your brain. Every challenge is a moment of growth. Every time you solve a problem, you increase your level of competence. If you're an entrepreneur, your creativity comes from connecting memories in multiple ways. More learning equals more ideas. You remember what matters. You grow from what you practice. You become what you repeat. Train your memory and you train your career. That's the power of understanding how the mind works and how it determines your career path.
Meaningful carriers now. Take the time to take your destiny in your hands now. With meaningful carriers.